Today at Commander Replay, it's time for some CEDH as our Oona Bola Citadel combo deck takes on 3 Selvala decks. Does Oona have what it takes to stop Selvala? Find out next on Commander Replay. I want to thank my awesome Patreon supporters. We have some new Patreon supporters in Alex Barnett and Michael, and we have one returning Patreon supporter in Sunshine Reiki. You guys are awesome. If you want to help support the channel and vote on which decks I play next, feel free to check out my Patreon at the link below. Oh, yeah, welcome back everyone. Go ahead, and this hand looks reasonable. We are playing some Oona Queen of the Fae combo today, built by Patreon supporter Matthew. And this is a pretty competitive looking high power combo deck. So I told opponents to bring their very best decks. That led us to 2 Selvala Heart of the Wild decks. Very fast commander. I don't know that we necessarily have like interaction for 2 Selvalas. So we could be dead before things really get going. We do have an interesting opening hand. We have some acceleration with Ancient Tomb, Cabal Ritual. I think I'm going to go, let's go Underground Sea right here. And then I'll probably opt at the end step, go Ancient Tomb Rhystic Study on our second turn, I think is going to be the plan. Try to just draw our way into things, especially if Selvalas like trying to cast their deck. Rhystic Study should give us some options. Eventually we'll run into some free counter spells should that occur. Ooh, that's a turn 1 Burgeoning for the Selvala. That's a good one. So anyway, yes, we were playing Oona Queen of the Fae. This is an infinite combo deck where we can generate infinite mana and exile cards from our opponent's libraries, and we can get a blue and black fairy token for each colored card that we exile of the chosen color. Or there's also combos with Paradox Engine, Aetherflux Reservoir, and Bola Citadel is our other path to victory. So a couple different combos in this deck, and we'll see how all of that goes. The Selvala does play a land which triggers the burgeoning, so Selvala Explorer returned. Actually, 3 Selvalas in this game. 2 mono green Selvalas, 1 green-white Selvala. The first Selvala does lay down a Llanowar Elf, so we'll be looking at a turn 2 Selvala. Seems very good. Another land coming into play, that'll trigger the burgeoning one more time. Opponent lays down a Slippery Karst, comes in tapped. I probably wouldn't run that if I were running a CDH deck, but that's just me. So let's opt. Don't need any more lands right here. Opponent's going to put a counter on their Salt-Crusted Steppe, sure. So we get to scry one, it's a Serum Visions, we will keep the Serum Visions. It'll bring it back to our turn, we draw a land, definitely didn't need the land. Play Ancient Tomb, that'll trigger Burgeoning. Let's see if they're out of lands yet. They are, excellent. Play Rhystic Study, and this will get us a bunch of cards and should hopefully give us some answers if either Selvala tries to draw through their entire deck and play like every single creature card. So here comes Selvala Explorer Returned. We will auto our Rhystic Study trigger, and we get to draw a card. Selvala Explorer Returned into play. Our opponents, by the way, I am joined by 3 Patreon supporters. First up, we have Xenosai playing Selvala Explorer Returned. They just cast their commander a second ago. And then, as we talked about, Vermilion Nintendo piloting Selvala Heart of the Wilds. They did get the turn 1 mana dork, so gonna probably be looking at Selvala this turn. And then finally, we have P. Sherwin15, a new Patreon supporter, piloting Selvala Heart of the Wilds also. They did not catch the turn 1 mana dork, though. They'll be perhaps just a bit slower. So here comes Selvala for Vermilion Nintendo. And we get to draw a Reality Shift. Probably going to Reality Shift the Selvala. That seems like a really good idea. That'll slow opponent down significantly. Keep things from getting off to the races. It seems like a really good idea. Here comes Lightning Greaves. Yep, that'll be bad. Can't stop all the Selvalas, but we do get to draw another land, so we are all set on land drops for a while. So that'll bring it back to our turn, and there's a Mystical Tutor. That's a good one. Play... what are we playing? I feel like I want Watery Grave. Yeah, let's just get Watery Grave. So play Scalding Tarn. Burgeoning will trigger. Crack the Scalding Tarn. Get Watery Grave. Untapped. Reality Shift the Selvala. I have to use the Ancient Tomb. We could Impulse right here. That's a thing that we could do. Yeah, I think it makes sense to Impulse. We'll do that, since we've got the mana. We've got Counterspell, Preordain, Sensei's Divining Top, Snapcaster Mage. Snapcaster Mage seems good since we have a lot of spells. We've got things like Mystical Tutor and stuff like that. Although Counterspell is also very, very useful. I think I'm going to go Snapcaster Mage. Since we are drawing a lot of cards, Snapcaster Mage feels like it has a lot of value. And we'll pass like that. Discard some lands, discard an island, and pass the turn. So opponent uses the Selvala Explorer Return that generates some extra mana. We get a Voltaic Key. We'll need to find some mana rocks for that to really become super useful. Opponent's gonna Cross and Grip the Rhystic Study. No! No, oh man. Well, that was our like pseudo protection against Selvala. That is now gone. So our Rhystic Study goes down, but we got to draw plenty of cards.
But I was hoping to keep it there just in case Selvala starts going through their entire library like they like to do. Ooh, Matter Reshaper. When it dies, reveal the top card of your library. You may put that card into the battlefield if it's a permanent with converted mana cost 3 or less. Otherwise, put it into your hand. Pretty cool. I feel like I should use that more. Here comes a Beast Whisperer for the Selvala. Yep. Here comes Selvala for the second Selvala opponent. They put the boots on it. Yep. Thinking about Mystical Tutor for Toxic Deluge. Opponent's going to swing into us for 2. Sure. Yeah. I think the Toxic Deluge is going to hit everyone really hard. So I think that's what we want to be doing. So play Mystical Tutor on our upkeep. Grab Toxic Deluge. Draw a Toxic Deluge. Play Sunken Ruins. Oh, definitely shouldn't have played Sunken Ruins right there. I guess we're going to add a blue and a black. Use Watery Grave. Use Ancient Tomb. Toxic Deluge. Biggest creature in play has 4 toughness, so we'll pay 4 life. So we get rid of all the creatures in play. Matter Reshaper dies. Opponent will get to flip a card over. It's a Crucible of Worlds. That's not a bad one. No lands in the graveyard. With the one floating, we can go Serum Visions. I guess I will go Serum. We can go Serum Visions or Voltaic Key. I think I'm going to go Serum Visions because I want to try to find a mana rock for that Voltaic Key. We can scry 2, get rid of the land at the bottom, Dark Confidant on top, and we'll leave that there. We could use more card draw at this moment in time. We draw into an Exotic Orchard, and we'll pass the turn like that. We are down to 25. We're going to have to start managing our life total a little bit. Maybe try not to tap Ancient Tomb if we don't have to. Did opponents just Ghost Quarter themselves? I think they're Ghost Quartering themselves. They appear to have Ghost Quartered their Salt Crusted Step. They did get 1 colorless mana out of it. Oh yeah, I guess that does put that puts cards in their graveyard. They replay the Ghost Quarter with Crucible of Worlds. And so they recast their Selvala Explorer Returned, coming back to play. This is good. This should put us, from our last turn, it would put us 2 turns before either Selvala can come back to play. Now 1 turn for the main Selvala. Oh, there's a Birds of Paradise. Here comes a Harmonize for the second Selvala. They get to draw some cards. They go up to 9. They do have a Reliquary Tower, though. And that'll bring it back to our turn. We draw the Dark Confidant. Let's play Exotic Orchard. Burgeoning will trigger. We could technically play Oona. I don't know if I, necessarily want to tap out, though. Oh, Exotic Orchard only makes white and green mana. Did not suspect that. Well, that being the case, play the Voltaic Key. We should be able to get Cabal Ritual for the most... Yeah. Let's play the Cabal Ritual. Did not use my lands quite the way I had hoped this turn, but have to work through it. So, use Cabal Ritual. That gives us 6 mana. Let's get our commander in. I guess I'm just going to go Shields down, which I don't love, and play the Dark Confidant, since we have mostly lands and Snapcaster Mage. Pass turn like that. Not expecting tons of removal out of any of these decks. Maybe like a Beast Within, but other than that, not expecting too much. We saw a Croson Grip, stuff like that maybe, but as far as creature removal, probably not a ton. Bonus said, so I'm the threat? Yeah, looks like it. I have sufficiently slowed the game down, I think, as long as Selvala Explorer Return doesn't go crazy right here. That I'm hoping we can get our combo online very soon. Witchbane Orb for our opponent. Destroys all curses attached to you, and they have hexproof. Actually very relevant. Our commander does target an opponent with its ability. So, also shuts down Aetherflux Reservoir as well. So we could get them with the 1/1 creatures, but it does take significantly longer for us to do that. Here comes a Boreal Druid for the first Selvala. Opponent's gonna put Song of the Dryads on our commander. Ouch. Does give us extra mana, but we're gonna have to look for other ways to win the game now. I think there's 1 or 2 ways to deal with the Song of the Dryads. I suppose the other way is just killing our opponent. That would get the Song of the Dryads off of our commander. There's a Wirewood Lodge. That's a very powerful card in that deck. Who would have thought untapping an elf could be so broken? But it is. Here comes a Yeva, Nature's Herald. That's a good card. Probably would have cast it at the end step, personally. Although we're tapped out right now, so maybe that's why. Yeah, that would make sense. Opponent gonna put some boots on it. Sure. Gonna send it into the Selvala Explorer Returned. Cool. If they attacked us, I would be taking that damage, and that would put us pretty low. And this is a deck that burns through life very quickly. We spend life doing things, so if opponents attack us, then they are taking away one of the resources that we use to be able to cast a lot of the spells in the deck. Alright, so we've got a Dark Confidant trigger on the stack. What do we need to do? We need to get some combo pieces. Thinking I'm going to flash in the Snapcaster Mage, put the Mystical Tutor for the Dark Confidant is, that way we know we get only get hit for 1, and we get a relevant card. Then for our draw per turn, we get whatever the Mystical Tutor trigger is. I think I like that. So play Snapcaster Mage. Oh, I could have used our mana differently right here. Keep using our mana poorly. I got to really manage the colors very closely, and I'm not doing a good job at that. So Snapcaster Mage comes in. I'll target the Mystical Tutor. Play the Mystical Tutor. We go for a Windfall. We have 4 lands in hand, so Windfall not terrible. Green player has a lot of cards in hand. Think I like Windfall. So we draw the Windfall, we'll go down to 20. You draw per turn, we draw another land. Yeah, that Windfall's looking pretty good. Let us play... We don't have another untapped blue-black land that we can go to. So I think we just win 30 lands in the deck. Good chance that we actually don't draw a land. So I guess we're playing the Underground River. Play Windfall. Opponent's going to Swords on our Dark Confidant. Okay. Because gain us a little bit of life. Could be relevant. We draw a lot of stuff. Oh, that's a Paradox Engine. Can we get it? We have a Mana Vault. We probably can. Use the Ancient Tomb. Play Mana Vault. Opponent's going to Nature's Claim on something. On the Lightning Greaves. Oh, they wish they just saved that. They so just wish they saved that. Play the Soul Ring. Get Paradox Engine. Oh, opponent's got a Mana Tithe. Oh no. Yeah, that's gonna get us. Paradox Engine down. Okay. We do not have one that we can pay. Whoo, ouch. I guess we could have used the Voltaic Key first if we were playing around. Yeah, we could have tapped like the Soul Ring or the Mana Vault first. Used the Voltaic Key, got some floating. Wasn't really playing around a Mana Tithe right there. Oh, they got us. We draw into a Mystic Speculation. Don't know how many ways there are to get that back. We'll have to see. Opponent gonna play a Bounce Land. As far as I can tell, there appears to be 0 ways to get that back, but other ways to generate mana. Oh, nope, there's a Time Twister. We may go for a Time Twister. There's, ooh, that's a Multani. It's a 7/7. But we can also, at least for the time being, get Aetherflux Reservoir and Bolas Citadel are things that we can do. We don't have an extra draw. So if we Imperial Seal, opponents will know that we Imperial Sealed. Maybe we can Relic. We can use the Relics card draw to get the Imperial Seal card. Here comes Selvala, Heart of the Wilds, back to play. Should be safe for a turn. Oh, that's a Conquered at Crossroads. Not safe for a turn. Not safe. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's bad. That's a Phyrexian Soul Gorger. It's an 8/8, and opponent gets a draw. Biggest problem with this card is that it doesn't have Trample. Still an 8/8, though. We'll happily throw my Snapcaster Mage in front of it. Oh, that's a Paradox Engine. Crap. Was that preventable? Well, yeah, I guess if we didn't get our Paradox Engine countered, then we were probably about to do some really good things. Now that... It will be hard for opponent to draw, since they have an 8/8 in play already, it seems to me. Although, return elf you control, okay. They'll be able to make a lot of mana, though. Don't know if they just win right here. Opponent's going to untap all of their creatures. So the thing that we're really hoping on is they just run out of cards. Mana is no longer an issue for them. Well, maybe if they're a little light on... Oh, no, white doesn't matter. Right, they are a mono-green deck. Yeah, so mana doesn't matter for them right now. Just a matter of how many cards they can draw. Also, they might just kill us with combat damage. Yeah, they might just be able to get enough creatures into play that they can overwhelm us. Oh, there's a Soul's Majesty. Now they've got the cards. Yeah, I think it's good game now. Priest of Titania. There's a Staff of Domination. Oh, boy. Yep, there's a Court of Calling for our opponent. X6. So we all agreed that we're going to scoop it up right here. It's probably a lot of clicking and 10 more minutes of opponent just doing stuff to actually win the game, but I don't think there's any way they fizzle from where they are, so... Yep. A good game, opponent. So, I mean, basically we lost on a Mana Tithe. Didn't play around the Mana Tithe, and it bit us. It bit us real hard. Yeah. But, had that not happened, I think we were going to win right there. It was going to take some really good piloting on my part, but I think we had just enough stuff in play to kind of keep the chain going, eventually, generate a lot of mana with Paradox Engine, and then find our ways into other stuff that were going to help us get there. It was going to be tricky, but I think we could have done it from that spot. But yeah, opponent got us with the Mana Tithe. Good play on their part. Selvala getting there does make me a little bit sad. Selvala does win a little bit too often, in my opinion. And we did such a good job at slowing them down early on, but when you have 2 of them, Keeping 2 of them at bay is a whole nother story. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, feel free to comment, like, or subscribe. Thank you for watching.